Morning, guys. Students, good morning. Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Sorry, Hamsini. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
How are you guys?
Yes, sir. Fine, sir.
We'll wait for others for a few minutes. We'll start the session. Good evening, students. Hello. Good evening, guys. Able to hear? Students?
Yes, sir.
Hamsini, Nitish, Sriya, Raghav, Rashida. So, the last class we are discussing about how to calculate the domain function, where it will define, where it can't define, about decreasing and increasing. Conceptually, if we want to keep it in mind about the domain and concept of increasing or decreasing. Just a minute, guys. Yeah. So how we can discuss? Anyone can give the brief discussion about how we discussed sin x and cos x? Guys, please respond. Anyone? Hamsini, Arshida, Kirtana, Madhumita, Arvind, Sriya, Vaishnavi. How to discuss the where the function can be defined, where function can't be defined. I'm taking a circle. If I'm talking about sin x, sin theta, for example, sin x, my x is my angle, sin theta. Sin theta is opposite side by hypotenuse. OAB. AB by OB. Here, OB is always constant for any position of B. OB is constant for any position of B. So, from 0 to 90 degrees, the length of the AB is increasing. From 0 to 90, AB is, yes, please.
So Srinidhi is not able to join because her sister is on, so she will join after some time. So.
Okay. So if AB is increasing, what is this meaning? What is the meaning of AB is increasing? Sin theta is increasing from 0 to 90 or decreasing from 0 to 90? Sin theta is increasing from 0 to 90. And if you observe here, for any position of A, sorry, for any position of B, for any position of B, the value of denominator never 0. The value of denominator, the value of OB is so from here, guys, please, somebody, if you're talking, please mute yourself. At 0 degrees, OB is 0. Again at 90 degrees, that is at pi by 2 radians, AB. This is A. AB is maximum length. AB is which is equal to OB. And again, when it comes to pi radians, where AB is equal to 0, again at 270 degrees, that is 2 pi by 3 pi by 2 radians, where AB is equal to OB, and at 2 pi, where AB is equal to 0. So it is oscillating between 0 and 1. It is oscillating between 0 and 1. 0 plus 1, 0 minus 1. Plus and minus will show only the directions, which quadrant it is. So from here we can discuss the sin theta domain is what? The domain of sin theta is any real number, because from 0 to 360 degrees at each and every value sin is defining. There is no undefined situation for even AB is 0, even AB is maximum possible length for AB is equal to OB. For all, at any angle, maximum value of AB is 1. Sorry, maximum value of AB is OB, minimum value of AB is 0. So where my theta is what here? I can take the domain of theta is all real numbers. So if I'm talking about the range, the fraction is always less than 1, but maximum it is minus 1 plus 1. So the range is minus 1 to plus 1 is the range. This is how we can discuss the domain and range of the sine function. Is it clear, guys, what I'm saying? Do you agree with me? I think we already discussed. So using this triangle, if we are looking into triangle, if the point is varying, the triangle height is increasing, the height is increasing. At 90 degrees, the height is maximum, where adjacent side is 0. After 90 degrees, again the height is decreasing. See this one. If I am taking the triangles, different triangles, these are the triangles where your opposite side is increasing and decreasing. Increasing up to pi by 2, decreasing up again up to pi, increasing in negative direction up to 3 pi by 2, again decreasing up to 2 pi. So from here, if I am talking about the increasing and decreasing, how we can discuss? The function is increasing from 0 to pi by 2, again decreasing up to, yes, see here. In first quadrant, it is increasing from 0 to 1. In second quadrant, it is decreased from 1 to 0. And third quadrant, it is decreased 0 to minus 1, because magnitude we are taking minus 1. And fourth quadrant, the value of the function is increasing from minus 1 to 0. So like this, we can argue each and every ratio with respect to this triangle. That is the importance of our plane geometry from grade 10. So cos function also we can define same way, but cos function is exactly little bit opposite to sine function. If I am taking the cos function from the maximum at 0 degrees, when the angle is increasing, see, when the angle is increasing, what is happening to your adjacent side? The angle is increasing, the adjacent side is decreasing. So cos theta is ratio of OA by OB. This is OA. This OA is decreasing if theta is increasing. So automatically we can say this is a decreasing function from 0 to pi by 2. At pi by 2, what is the value of OA? At pi by 2, your adjacent side is almost 0. See here, at pi by 2 means this is your pi by 2. So this is 0, where your opposite side and hypotenuse is 0 at pi by 2. That's the reason cos 90 is equal to 0. This kind of discussion we done in grade 10, but here functions concept point of view we are discussing again. Even OB is fixed throughout the 360 degrees, because the point is starting from 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 270, and it can rotate. But OA is maximum OB and minimum 0, or minimum is minus OB if I am considering the sine also. So here also the domain is you can substitute any value, because 0 to 360 there is no undefined value, because cos theta is equal to adjacent side is OA, hypotenuse is OB. OB is constant for any position. OA is any value can be suitable, because numerator any value can be suitable. Denominator can't be 0, but denominator is always a constant here. So the domain is all real numbers, and range is here -1 to 1. But here increasing decreasing is little different. 0 to pi by 2 it is decreasing, and pi by 2 pi it is decreasing further. So it is decreasing from 0 to 1 to 0, 0 to -1, and pi to 3 pi by 2, increasing from -1 to 0, and 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi, increasing from 0 to 1. Is it clear, guys, how the behavior of the cos function? Students, is it clear what I am saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is how we can argue for tan also. Once you are arguing sine, cos, tan, it is easy to explain its reciprocals. Reciprocals, we have to understand. I will tell you one reciprocal, that based on that you can discuss. When I am talking about the tan is sine by cos, sine x by cos x. Or with respect to triangle, I can take, this is a point P, sorry, B point, OAB. This is opposite side by adjacent side. Here, AB can be, maximum value of AB is maximum from 0 to 360, maximum value of AB is equal to OB. Minimum is minus OB, and there is a possibility of AB can be 0. Same as there is a OA. If I am taking adjacent side, OA is maximum OB, and OA is minimum minus OB, and OA can be 0. When what are the situations OA is 0? At 0 degrees, OA is not 0. But when the angle is increasing, see here, when I am taking the point here, when I am taking the point here, when I am taking the point here, at 90 degrees, at 89 degrees, if you see, your adjacent side is very, very small, and at 90 degrees, where your opposite side and hypotenuse is same, that is, at 0 degrees, your OA is OB, at pi by 2 radians, your OA is 0, that is, denominator is 0. If the denominator is 0, the function is undefined. So what you have to exclude from, and again when it is coming 0, again at 3 pi by 2 it is 0. Again at 2 pi plus pi by 2 it is 0. 2 pi plus pi by 2 is 5 pi by 2. So these are the values where tan can't be defined. What multiples of pi by 2 here it is showing, guys? What multiples of pi by 2? Odd multiples of pi by 2. So how we can write the domain of the tan function? How we can write the domain of the tan function? All real numbers minus
2n
all
plus 1
real,
pi by 2.
sorry?
2n plus
All
1
real,
pi by 2.
correct. All real numbers minus odd multiples of pi by 2, I can say odd integers multiples of pi by 2. Here it is given. Yes, see here. The domain of y is equal to cosecant x, the domain of tan x. See, this part we can see. I think this domain we already discussed. Y is equal to tan x, x is equal to x belongs to R, such that x should not be equal to 2n plus 1 pi by 2. Same as if I am talking about sin x or cos x, sin x and cos x all real numbers. Sin x and cos x is all real numbers. But then when it comes to reciprocals, wherever sin is 0, there the cosecant x is not defined. Where sin is 0, all multiples of n pi, 1 pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, minus 2 pi, minus 3 pi, or all these numbers, the sin is 0. When it comes to secant, odd multiples of pi by 2, it is 0. So this is how we can discuss sine, cos, secant, cosecant, and tan. When it comes to cot, guys, how we can define the cot x? When it comes to cot x, multiples of pi. Why multiples of pi? Cot x is, the denominator is what?
Sin x.
Cot x is equal to 1 by tan x That is adjacent side by opposite side. Wherever opposite side is 0, when opposite side is 0, see here at 0 degrees, your opposite side is 0. There is no opposite side. This is only a line. After 1 degree only will form a triangle. After 2 degrees only will form a triangle. That means at 0 degrees, your opposite side is 0. At 90 degrees, you will get the opposite side is maximum. At 180 degrees, again your opposite side is 0. So at 0 radians, pi radians. Again 2 pi radians, 3 pi radians. Again 4 pi radians, 5 pi radians. So r minus n pi I can write where n is an integer. Is it clear what I'm saying, guys?
Yes, sir.
This is the domain. So when it comes to range, see range also we can discuss the same way. If I'm talking about the tan x is what? Opposite side by adjacent side. Here opposite side is adjacent side. When adjacent side is negative side 0, you will get minus infinity. When adjacent side is positive side is 0, you will get plus infinity. So the range is minus infinity to plus infinity. Will you agree with me, everyone? Open braces. Is it clear why I am saying it is minus infinity to plus infinity? Guys?
Can you explain?
Yeah. See, what is the tan x? Opposite side by adjacent side, correct?
Yes, sir.
So, what is the maximum value of adjacent side? The maximum value of adjacent side is equal to radius, correct?
Yes.
If adjacent side is maximum, your opposite side is 0. Will you agree, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Correct. So, if adjacent side is maximum, so the tan x value is 0. So, the minimum value of adjacent side, the minimum value of at two places it is 0. What are the two places it is 0, guys?
Sir, 0 degree and 180 degree.
At 0 degree, adjacent side is 0. Check it. Adjacent side. This should be 0. OAB. When OA is 0, when OA is 0, at pi by 2 radians and at 3 pi by 2 radians. Correct? Adjacent side, not opposite side. Opposite side, as you said, 0 degrees and 180 degrees. I'm talking about adjacent side. Look at the circle. This is a circle. Guys, clear? Understood why it is? I'm starting at 0, 1 degree. This is my 2D, some other angle. This is one more angle, increasing if I'm increasing the angle. So your adjacent side is decreasing or increasing if I'm increasing the angle? Please guys, respond.
Sir, adjacent side is,
Decreasing.
yes, sir.
So at pi by 2, adjacent side is 0. See here, at almost when it is reaching pi by 2, what is your adjacent side? Will you agree with me? Guys, understood what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So at pi by 2, your adjacent side is 0, your opposite side is maximum, that is equal to plus OB, correct? At pi by 2. So what is your tan theta value in this case, which is undefined? Infinity, correct? But when it comes to 3 pi by 2, 3 pi by 2 means here. What is your opposite side, sir? If I'm taking the angle here, If I'm taking the angle here, your adjacent edge side is this much. If I'm taking angle here, your adjacent side is this much. If I'm taking,
Minus infinity.
correct. Your adjacent side is 0, but your opposite side is negative times of OP. So your tan theta is defined on negative side, negative real axis side. So its range is maximum is infinity, minimum is infinity, but the boundary values you should not consider because 0 is not part of the domain, but it will start next to 0. So it is minus infinity to plus infinity, open braces. This is how we can discuss sine function, cos function, tan function, and everything. Is it clear, guys?
Okay,
Even
sir.
decreasing and increasing also please go through because each and everything we can't discuss so easily here because argument will go to like anything. So this is how generally we will discuss sine functions and cos functions, range, domain. So instead of remembering how to discuss, how to argue the range, domain, and graph of the function, then it will be easy. No need to keep it as a memory. It will be easy. These are the graphs. From the graphs also you can able to remember the maximum value of the sine is up to 1, minimum value is -1, and if you observe the graph is this is 0 and this is pi by 2, pi by 2 it is +1, again it is decreased at 180, that is pi, this is 3 pi by 2 and this is 2 pi. So this is first rotation, again same values will repeat second, third values. So negative side also same thing, from 0 to minus pi it is decreasing up to -90 and increasing up to -3 pi by 2. Increasing, decreasing is different, but you will get the same kind of value in negative. At plus pi by 2, it is +1. At minus pi by 2, it is -1. If I'm taking cos function, same way you can argue the cos function also, graphs of the cos function. Continues, there is no disconnections. Then I can say the domain is R. Domain means what? All the x-axis value is domain. All the y-axis value is range. The range is limited here. But when it comes to sine, tan or cot, see, there is a break. These functions are called a discontinuous function or called piecewise function. Sine and cos is not a piecewise function. But when it comes to tan and cot is a piecewise function. Tan, cot, cosecant, secant are piecewise function. Why piecewise function? It is defined from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 opens. It will start from minus infinity at minus pi by 2 and closes with plus infinity at plus pi by 2. Again, it is starting. So less than pi by 2, greater than pi by 2, it is behaving completely differently. Where it is closing and where it is starting, we don't know. Because it is meeting at pi by 2 it is meeting at plus infinity as well as minus infinity. It is showing two different values for pi by 2. That's the reason pi by 2 is not part of the domain. That's the reason you can see. That is the reason we are saying it is undefined. At pi by 2 we can argue this function is plus infinity and minus infinity also. Because if I am taking 90 plus a small theta, the theta is almost equal to 0, then it will be negative. And if I'm taking 90 minus theta, where theta is very, very small, it will be positive. Because in first quadrant tan is positive, second quadrant is tan is negative. But at pi by 2, the function is behaving and it is approaching two different values at pi by 2. That's the reason it is undefined. Instead of saying 1 by 0, we will take it is undefined. Actual value of pi by 2 is plus or minus 1 by 0, whether you can take. So it is ending at infinity and starting at minus infinity. There is no ending, there is no starting point at pi by 2. That is the reason pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, and again 5 pi by 2. All these values are not defined values. When it comes to cot, the same kind of graphs will look, but it is not defined at pi, 2 pi, 4 pi, 3 pi, and all. So infinity, see here, the y values are spreading from minus infinity to plus infinity. Within minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, the values are minus infinity to plus infinity. Again, same values will repeat from pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2. So here, the cyclic functions will repeat from 0 to 2 pi. But in case of tan, the function is repeating from minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Again, same values will repeat from pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2. In this case, it is from 0 to pi, pi to 2 pi, 2 pi to 3 pi. Like this, it will repeat. But sine and cos is not like that. Sine and cos is every 360 degrees the values are repeating. If I am taking 0 to 360, again same thing will come. When it comes to cosecant and secant, this is the cosecant and secant. So here the range is little bit different. There is no range. Our range is r minus 1 comma plus 1. The range is all real numbers minus 1 comma plus 1. There is no value. If you see, there is no graph between -1 to +1 because it is reciprocals of sine function and cos function. Reciprocal means what? Sine reciprocal is 1 by cosecant. Our cosecant is equal to 1 by sine. Your numerator is always greater than denominator. Your numerator is what, guys? For cosecant, cosecant x is numerator is hypotenuse and denominator is opposite side. You never get the ratio is less than 1. Cosecant x is never less than 1 or never greater than -1. Anyone can explain why?
Because hypotenuse is the
Hypotenuse.
largest side of triangle.
Hypotenuse is always greater than any side of the triangle according to real number in a fraction. If the numerator is greater than denominator, that value is always greater than 1. And if it is for negative values, it is always less than -1. Correct? Numerically, it is greater than 1, but because of the sign, it is less than symbol you have to use now for negative values. Guys, do you agree with me?
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Yes.
Sir, so in this trigonometry, we represent the ratios in form of a circle, right?
Yes, correct.
And the circle we divide it into 4 quadrants.
Correct.
Sir, but then measurements can't be negative, right? So how can the radius be negative?
But directions, in which direction is it is rotating? See, we are taking the quadrants, but you have to clearly explain. If I am taking both are positive, that means what you are saying? 270 degrees and 90 degrees you are considering as the same. How we can say when it is completed 270 degrees? If the position, that is the reason we are taking the reference system now here. Suppose if it is at 0 degrees, first quadrant, the position is explaining. How you can explain the position? This position, how you can explain? Using the concept of coordinate geometry, correct? If it is here, how you can explain? If I am taking this is also positive, what is that meaning? Then there is no proper defining whether it is pi by 2 radians or whether it is 3 pi by 2 radians. Both you are representing with same sign. In this case, positive sign represents it is at pi by 2 radians, negative sign represents it is at 3 pi by 2 radians. Understood why I am considering the sign here? The sign is indicating only how much angle you completed. It is not affecting its magnitude. Keep it in mind. The sine function is -1 means what? Sine theta is -1 within 0 to 360 degrees means what? The -1 represents it is, if I am saying sine theta is equal to modulus of 1, either it is pi by 2 degrees or either it is 3 pi by 2 degrees. Based on +1 it is pi by 2, -1 it is 3 pi by 2. That means if I am taking sine theta, sine 3 pi by 2 magnitude, it is +1 only. But actual 3 pi by 2 is what? -1. What is this minus indicates? It's completed 3 quadrants. This minus indicates the position of the point on the circle when reference to coordinate system. But magnitude is always same as 90 degrees. Understand why the sign is important for us here?
Yes, sir.
If you are not considering the sign, there is a great confusion. You can't explain. A few angles will match both sides. So that's the reason we can't explain. Clear, guys? Any confusion? Any doubt?
No, sir.
So this is if you are remembering any kind of things till +2 like this, your mathematics is beautiful. You feel very easy. So no need to struggle. Why here it is r minus -1 comma +1? Why it is r minus, sorry, r open brackets, not closed braces? Because sine 90 is 1, cosecant 90 is also 1. So 1 is the part of the range. Open braces -1 comma 1, because your hypotenuse is always greater than 1 or equal to opposite side. At 90 degrees it is equal to opposite side. There is a possibility of getting +1, possibility of getting -1, but the value is never exceeds greater than 1, never decrease less than never increase more than -1. So the value is always, suppose if I'm taking the range is belongs to -infinity to -1 union 1 to infinity. This is also one more way, or minus open braces -1 comma 1. Is it clear, guys, how to explain the range domain of the all six trigonometric ratios, from where to where it is increasing, from where to where it is decreasing? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now we will do a few numerical. Almost argument is over. Only the thing is how to calculate the angles in different quadrants. I will explain you. First, we will start with some numericals. What is this numerical says? If cos x is -3 pi by x, yeah, if cos x is -3 pi by 5x, 3 by 5x, x lies in third quadrant. Clearly mentioned, x lies in third quadrant. That means the angle of x belongs to 180 degrees to 270 degrees. But I already told you, you should write from pi radians to 3 pi by 2 radians. So x is less than or equal to like this. This is the domain values for this situation. He is saying clearly the x is in third quadrant. So find the values of other trigonometric functions. So one method is, he gave the cos x is equal to -3 pi by 5 and x is belongs to third quadrant. He clearly mentioned the location of the x, the theta value. That means it's completed 180 degrees.
Sir?
If he is not mentioned, definitely you have to give two values for each input. Then you are violating the definition of the function. If I am getting for one input, if I am getting two values, that is what is that meaning? Suppose if I am saying cos x is equal, I am getting two different values. Suppose if I am giving cos x is equal to 3 by 5, for example, -3 by 5. I didn't mention it is lying in third quadrant. So I am trying to calculate the sin x using the identities. Sin x is equal to root of 1 minus cos square x. This will be equal to 1 minus 9 by 16. Sorry, 9 by 25. This will be 25 minus 9 by 25. It will get 16 by 25 plus or minus 4 by 5. That means my sin x is plus 4 by 5 minus 4 by 5. That means for 1x value, how it is possible if it is a function? That's the reason x should be properly defined. If x is in third quadrant, that is minus 4 by 5. If x is in first quadrant or second quadrant, x is plus 4 by 5. Yes. Somebody is asking something. Please now proceed.
Sir, 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degree, and 270. These angles lie in which quadrant? Like, we can't correctly tell, right, which quadrant they lie in, or they don't belong to any quadrant.
I didn't get you. Can you repeat?
For
Yeah.
example,
See, that is the reason some functions are not defined at these positions now. We can't say it is lying in which quadrant at these angles. These angles are like boundary peak domain values where the function is changing its phase from increasing to decrease or decreasing to increase. We can't say it is belongs to particular quadrant. I can say yes. I can't take equality here as per
yes,
your.
that is what my okay.
Where the pi and 3 pi by 2 are like boundary values. It might be in technical language, in mathematics language, we can call as local maxima or local minima points. These are. Why I am calling local maxima or local minima? Using the graphs, we can able to understand very clearly. See here. At pi by 2, the function is, see, this is a pi value. At this pi value, left side of the pi value, it is increasing up to here. After this, it is decreasing. It is decreasing up to pi. After this, it is increasing. So the pi is, there is no change in the function. There is no increasing and decreasing at pi. So at pi, it's a direction changing. Like if you throw a ball vertically upwards, and after reaching some point, the velocity is becoming zero. What is the meaning of velocity is becoming zero? Rate of change of displacement. The differentiation of displacement is zero. What is this meaning? There is no change in distance. Here also there is no change in function value when it reaches the pi, when it reaches 2 pi, when it reaches these boundary values. The slope is zero here. The slope is zero. That's the reason these particular values, you should not say particular, it belongs to particular thing. We are deciding, even we are discussing the range and domain using these values also. Where exactly at pi degrees, your adjacent side is maximum, your opposite side is zero. How we can say it is belongs to, it is like a boundary values. Suppose if I am taking a circle, the point is inside the circle or outside the circle, how I can say? The point on the circle is inside the circle or outside the circle? It is on the circle. We can't say it is, here it is easy to explain. The same way, these four values are always defining like the boundaries for the four quadrants. How I can mention it is part of the second quadrant or third quadrant? If you consider, you have to consider both the quadrants, or you should not consider for both the quadrants. Is it clear, guys, what I'm saying? Even though some textbooks are mentioned to particular quadrants, why we should not consider for conceptual point of view? Is it clear? Guys, please respond. Understand? Is my argument is correct?
Yes, sir.
So don't confuse too much, because if you take very standard calculus books, definitely they will mention, they won't, particular quadrant they won't mention. They will give the boundary from this point to this point, first boundary, first quadrant, from this point to this point, this angle to this angle, second quadrant. So where your quadrants are deciding, that is called 0, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2 and 2 pi. These are the like boundary values which is deciding the quadrants. Before this, first, after this, second. Exactly on this, I can't say it is lying in which quadrant. That's the reason few functions are not properly defined. And what are the functions are defining at those values, you will get the maximum or minimum values. You will get a maximum or minimum values, either 0, either maximum, or pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2 and 2 pi, where 2 pi and 0 represent same. If I am taking the sine function, if you see, the sine function is maximum at pi by 2, minimum at 3 pi by 2, and again maximum at pi by 2. At pi, it is 0. Is it clear, guys, what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Now, moving to some numericals. If cos x is equal to minus 3 by 2 and x belongs to third quadrant, find all other ratios, find all remaining 5 ratios. It's very simple. Minus 3 by 2 is possible either second quadrant or third quadrant. There is a confusion. Cos x is equal to minus 3 by 2 is belongs either second quadrant or either third quadrant, because cos is negative in second and third quadrant, but they clearly mentioned it is in third quadrant. So it will be easy to decide the signs of the other functions. Cos x is equal to minus 3 by 2. So from here sin x 1 minus cos square x. Don't use the triangle concept. If you are using the triangle concept, compulsory you have to take the triangle in third quadrant. Like that only you have to proceed. You have to take the triangle in third quadrant. Like that only you have to proceed. In third quadrant, your opposite side is always negative. Your adjacent side is always negative, and hypotenuse is always positive. Automatically your signs will come. But it is not suggestible. Always use the identities. 1 minus 9 by 16, 3 by 2 or 3 by 5. Sorry guys, 3 by 5 I am saying. 9 by 60, 9 by 25. This will be plus or minus 4 by 5. So sign is coming positive and as well as negative. In third quadrant, sign is negative. So the right answer is sin x is equal to minus 4 by 5. You should not use plus 4 by 5 here. Is it clear, guys, what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
From here, tan x. Tan x straight away you will get the answer. Minus 4 by 5, minus 3 by 5. Automatically you are doing correct. It should be positive. Why it should be positive?
The
It is lying in thought. Yeah. So cosecant x is?
Actually, I have written minus 3 by 2, but then you have solved for minus 3 by 5.
No, I changed the value. If I'm taking 3 by 2, I will get all are in the under the roots. That's the reason. I changed the value. Just
Fine.
if they're giving 2 also not a problem, but all the values will come as minus 3 by 2 is not a valid. Why minus 3 by 2 is not valid?
Because it can't be greater than 1.
Correct. It can't be less than minus 1. It is minus 1.5 now. It is less than minus 1. It should be greater than minus 1, less than plus 1. It is always between minus 1 plus 1. For negative values, increasing magnitude is less than smaller values now. Forget. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
So this is minus 5 by 4. Secant x is equal to minus 5 by 3. And cot x is equal to 3 by 4. This is how we can discuss all the remaining 5 ratios. This is very simple, pretty simple. Is it clear? Shall I go for some other numericals based on this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 1 second, guys. So the same way, try to use the identities instead of using triangle concept here. You have to use the identities because they gave the position. So they gave the cot x is equal to minus 5 by 2, and the position of the x is also given clearly. Find out all remaining trigonometric ratios. Guys, please try this question. If you know the cot x, using the relation cot and cosecant, you start. Once you got the cosecant, you can find out the tan. Once you got the tan, secant. If you know the secant and cosecant, you can find out sin and cos. Like that, you have to proceed. Cot x is equal to minus 5 by 12. So cosecant x is equal to how much? Root of 1 plus cot square x. Will you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
1 plus 25 by 144 under the root. This is 169 by 144 plus or minus 13 by 12. So cosecant x is negative or positive? Second quadrant, positive. So the value of cosecant x is plus 13 by 12. From here sin x is equal to 12 by 13. Correct? So from here cos x is equal to 1 minus sin square x under the root. This is 1 minus 144 by 169. This will be equal to 25 by 169. I am getting plus or minus 5 by 13. So cos x is equal to minus 5 by 13 because of x is in second quadrant. So once I got the cos x, secant x is equal to reciprocal of cos minus 13 by 5. Cot x, you know, from here tan x is equal to minus 12 by 5. Reciprocal of cot. See, all the values you got here, then is only the 1 or 2 values is tough. This is given, and this we calculated. First, I started with cosecant because the relation we know between cot is cosecant only first contact. Once I got the cosecant, reciprocal of cosecant is sine, and from the sine I got the cos, and from the cos reciprocal is secant, and from the cot again reciprocal is tan. This is how I can. So the roundup values I calculated, and the tick values is given data. And this is also second quadrant. In second quadrant, only sine and cosecant is positive. Rest of all are negative. Is it clear, guys? These kind of questions, we are getting 2 different values, more than 1 value. You have to judge the answer, which value you have to choose as the correct answer. This will come under judgment based questions. Is it clear, guys? Shall I go for some other numerical? Guys, please.
Yes, sir.
Am I going too fast? Are you clear, guys? Understood or anything confusing? Raghav, Admita?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So next one. Okay, these examples you try, guys. We'll start with exercise questions. I think all these questions we can do with an ease. All these questions we can do with an ease. Cos x is minus 1 by 2. X lies in third quadrant. How to do this question, guys? X belongs to third quadrant. If it is third quadrant, only tan and cot is positive. So cos x is equal to minus 1 by 2. From here, sin x is equal to 1 minus cos square x under the root 1 minus 1 by 4. This is root 3 by 2 plus or minus. So sin x is negative in third quadrant. So sin x is equal to plus root 3 by 2 here. Is it clear, guys, what I'm saying? Sorry, minus root 3 by 2. So if I know the sin x and cos x, tan x is equal to sin x by cos x, root 3 by minus root 3 by 2 minus 1 by 2, root 3 by 1. So this is root 3. Cot x is equal to 1 by root 3. Secant x is equal to minus 2 by 1. Cosecant x is equal to minus 2 by root 3. Please complete this remaining 5 questions, guys. I will ask one person randomly. I am giving just 5 minutes time. Please, can you complete all the remaining 4 questions? Raghav, Nitin, Nitish, Navya, can you? Remaining there are 2,
Yes, sir.
5. I will ask randomly. I don't know whom I will ask. They have to explain how you can get the values, how you are choosing whether it is plus or minus. Yes, I will ask you around 1746 now, 1752. I will ask everyone. Randomly, I will pick the student. Please, they have to respond, guys. Guys, completed. Vaishnavi, done. Second question. Vaishnavi, you able to talk? Guys, please respond. Anyone who completed the second question? Kirtana.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you explain second question? It is lies in second quadrant.
Yes, sir.
Second quadrant. What are the things are positive in second quadrant?
Sine and cosecant, sir.
Sine and cosecant is positive. So yeah, proceed. How to find out sin x is 3 by 5 given. So finding the cos x. 1 minus sine square x. What is the value of cos x we got?
4 by 5, sir.
4 by 5. Plus or minus?
Minus, sir.
Minus. You have to consider minus because of it is lying in second quadrant. So from here tan x is equal to how much?
Minus 3 by 4, sir.
So from here cot x is equal to?
Minus 4 by 3, sir.
So from here secant x?
It is minus 5 by 4, sir.
Cosecant x?
It's 5 by 3, sir.
Simple. So only one ratio I calculated. After that, using the relations easily, I found that with signs. Yeah. The next one. Raghav, can you explain? Third question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So tan x is equal to 4 by 3.
Cot x is equal to 3 by 4. Third question. Cot x, man.
Yes, sir. So tan x will be 4 by 3.
It is lies in third quadrant. Third quadrant, what are the things are positive? Cot and tan only positive. So from here, first what you are calculating, man?
Tan x, sir.
Tan x. So what is the tan x value? 4
4
by
by
3.
3.
With these two values, next value,
Sir, cosec, sir.
cosecant x is how much? 1 plus cot square x under the root. How much you are getting? 1 plus 9 by 16.
Sir, plus or minus 4 by 5.
4. So what is answer? Minus 5 by 4 now.
Minus 5 by 4.
So from here sin x is equal to
Minus 4 by 5.
minus 4 by 5. So if I know the sin x or if I know the tan x, I can able to calculate cos x now. What is the cos x value? 1 minus sin square x. This is 1 minus 16 by 24.
Minus 3 by 5.
Minus 3 by 5. So if I know the cos x, secant x is?
Minus 5 by 6.
So who is going to explain fourth question? Fourth question, guys, please, someone. Hamsini, can you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, so secant x is given 13 by 5. So it lies in the fourth quadrant. So secant and cosecant will be positive.
Yeah,
So,
and cos
cos.
positive.
Cos will be positive. So cos will be 5 by 13. And then sine value is sine square x plus cos square x equals 1. So sine value is 12 by 13, minus 12 by 13.
Correct. From here tan x is?
From here tan x is sin x by cos x, which is minus 12 by 5.
So cot x is?
Cot x is 1 by tan x, so it will be minus 5 by 12.
Sin cos tan cot is over, and cosecant x?
Cosecant is 1 by sin x, so it will be minus 13 by 12.
Super. Simple. With the help of sin and cos, that is the important of sin and cos. If you know the sin and cos, all the ratios easily we can derive. The same way, can you continue the fifth question, madam? We can wind up the class with these questions, and tomorrow we are going to discuss the next chapter, next topic, and it is little bit big. After that, trigonometric equations. Only 2 more topics is remaining. Yes, please. Yeah,
Sir, I will myself tell this one.
Yeah, complete it.
Okay, so tan x equals minus 5 by 12, sir. So it lies in second quadrant.
Hmm.
So from tan we can find cot x. So 1 by tan x it will be minus 12 by 5.
So cot x is equal to minus 12 by 5. Next.
Yes, sir. So next is 1 plus tan square x equals secant square x. So
We can
secant x will be
1 plus tan square x under the root. So 1 plus 25 by 144.
okay. Yes,
This
it
is
will be
minus 13 by 12.
13 by 12. Yes, sir.
So
Minus 13.
it's negative. So minus 13 by 12.
Yes, sir.
Cos x is minus 12 by 13.
Minus 12 by 13.
So from here sin x is how much?
Sin x is
Plus 5 by 13.
yes, sir. 5 by 13.
Secant x is plus 13.
Cosecant is 1 by sin x, so 13 by 5.
Yeah, that's
And
it.
tan,
Secant is there, tan is there, cot is there. Everything is there. Now cot is there, secant is there.
tan you didn't do.
Yeah, tan is reciprocal of this one, Tan is given. Minus 5 by 12. It is given.
Yes, sir.
So guys, it is an easy way you can able to answer. Only if you keep it in mind instead of remembering the formulas, just a circle. Point is starting from 0 degrees, completed the full revolution, how the things are varying, what kind of points you can able to recollect one complete circle. So many things you can attach for a single scenario. So if you are collecting the information from this diagram, it will be easy to understand range, domain, increasing, decreasing table, and when it is positive, when it is negative, everything you can get easily. Practice some numericals. How to find out if the angles are given in different quadrants. Suppose if I am giving some 720 degrees, if I am giving some 520 degrees, how to find out these angles with the help of 0 to 90 degrees. I know the angles between 0 to 90 degrees only the standard angles according to my knowledge based on grade 10. With the help of these values, how to calculate remaining all standard angles. Remaining all standard angles means 120 degrees. That is 2 pi by 3, 5 pi by 3, 6, and 3 pi by 4. All these values. This is 3 times 45, 5 times 30, 2 times 60. All these values like 120 degrees, 135 degrees, 150, 135, 150, and 180. All these values how to calculate. Even it is 270, 300, 330. How to calculate these values? We will see in next class. Any doubts? Please let me know, guys. Otherwise, I will wind up the session. Please, guys. Anyone having any doubts? Shall I close the session, guys? Anyone want to discuss anything? I can close the session.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
We'll meet in the next class. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
You.
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, any
Thank
idea
you, sir.
about the compensation class?
Yeah, might be next week because last week we had one class. No, I requested because last week I don't know about the other classes. All physics classes was cancelled. Am I right?
Yes,
Sir
sir.
said you are having other classes also as a compensation last week. That's the reason they gave me only one day. So next week, this week you might get, not might, compulsory. Okay, Nitish.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
This week somebody is asking. This week you will get. Definitely will get. Bye.
Sir,